Live. Good evening, Brett Francis, all the way from Bristol. How are you doing?
Hello, Evan. How are you? Happy
Not too
to be here
shabby.
again for some Formula 2 action tonight.
Definitely. A little bit disappointing we don't have a full grid, but we're going to make do with what we have.
It's better than nothing. We still have some racing to look forward to.
At least we have the spark plug here.
And I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, myself. And Brett, for the second time, welcome to Suzuka, Japan. Nice sunny day.
Yeah, God,
And,
twice in 1 week. Wow.
Twice in 1 week. Brett spectating all the way from the top of the Ferris wheel there. Bottom right hand of the screen. That's the pit box.
Is it
Fucking hell, the commentary box,
very
sorry.
nice?
My
Here
wife.
we go. Then we have a mixture. We have a mixture of PC and PlayStation players.
Definitely. My wife is treating me with a nice lollipop here. And,
Very, very nice.
very nice indeed, Brett. And we have our first driver out on track. That is Golf Racing, along with... New Avenger coming out. And here we go, Brett.
Yeah, and just for anybody that's not familiar, this is Formula 2 tonight, so we are doing a half-hour qualifying session, and then we'll be jumping into the race. And welcoming James to the stream. Eben, we have James. James is a member of the Love Hub
Welcoming
Discord.
James! Oh, James! Valtteri, it's James. And Brett, look at Sick Note Mickey on the wet tyres. What pace do you think he has on those?
Well, he must, to be honest, I have no idea. A bit of a surprise to me on the wets, but we're going to see what he can do.
Definitely. Let's get the trap map there. See how many drivers are out on track. Currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drivers out on track.
And the only driver on the wet tyres, I do believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but we have to stick with the same set of tyres for the whole qualifying session.
That is correct, Brett. Only allowed one set of tyres for this qualifying session. So,
And in the chat, in the chat, James says, excited to check this out. Good luck.
thank you very much, James.
So,
Much appreciated. And the drivers will have to make use of this set of new tires in the early stages because it will get difficult as qualifying progresses.
yeah, I mean, this is pretty new to me, to be honest, the Formula 2 side of stuff. So, yeah, a soft set of tyres for half an hour. We're going to see how it goes.
And we have Portos out on track. Brett, he's about to set his first flyer.
Yeah, a lot of
Spectate.
drivers on their outlaps. So, we'll see what sort of times can be set.
Portos attacking the curbs, keeping the car nice and easy, nice and straight. We do have a yellow flag. First sector for Portos. What will he put on the board? That is going to be first sector. It's going to be a 13.8.2.
We also have, sorry to sort of cut away from the Formula 2 action. We also have Megan in chat. Megan is James's partner, and she says, "Hello, Brett supporter here." So, welcome in, Megan. I'm joined by Eben tonight, co-commentating with me in Japan.
Welcome into the stream, Megan. Welcome to Formula 2 in the South African Formula 1 Racing League.
Right, I'm going to ask the question, Eben, and you can answer it. So James asked, what is the difference between F1 and F2? Simple answers for a simple viewer, please, lads. So Eben, take it away.
Difference between Formula 1 and Formula 2, Brett, just to make simplified, well, it is the progression stages where people want to move into Formula 1, and Formula 2 is the stage where they get to prove themselves in order to get a Formula 1 seat. A little bit different, no use of the ERS, different compounds of the tires in qualifying, only allowed one set per qualifying, and quite exciting, Brett.
Yeah, it definitely is different, but still very, very top tier, good action. Do not underestimate these drivers.
And Portos for the first time, Brett. Don't believe it's on the board yet. Wait, let's see. Times none. We got New Avenger with the first lap on. He's got a 144.1. Golf Racing 153.0. He's definitely going to have to make use of these tires for one more lap. Thomas still in the pits. JD in the pits. Hector is on a flyer. Sick note Mickey. What's he going to do, Brett? Let's see. 147, 48. Definitely has to go again for a 149.1. And look at New Event. Look at Kratos. 145.6.
There we go. And it's still early. I mean, we still have 24 minutes remaining, so plenty of time for these drivers to make an impact in this qualifying session.
Brett, what is quite interesting is look at Sicknote Mickey on these wet tires. I mean, only 4 seconds slower than the men on the slicks. That was quite a good time on wet tires.
Yeah. Maybe it was a calculated gamble going on the wet tires.
Maybe saving the softs for the race, for the sprint, trying to get himself up. Might not be a bad strategy.
Not a bad idea at all.
Right, let's see who is on a flyer. New Avenger, currently 2 seconds up on his time. Thomas, still stuck in the pits. JD, MG, True Loki, Sparkplug, and this is a man to watch, Brett. Look at Hamid OC. We all know this guy's got some serious pace. Not a good first lap from him, a 144.3. He's definitely going to cool down these tires and go again.
We have another question from James, so thank you for the question. Do we have any favourites for the qualifying boys? Who looks good early on?
Well, Brett, if I have to put my money on people, I think definitely VB Thomas, Hamid OC, as well as Sparkplug does have the potential in their cars to put their cars on top of the grid. But we're going to have to wait 23 minutes to see if that's going to happen.
Well, yeah, we know. I say it every stream. It is Formula 1. Tonight is Formula 2. Anything can happen. And to be honest, anything does happen.
And I think the guys in the pits are playing the waiting game, seeing what times the other people can produce, maybe waiting for the track to be rubbered in before they produce their times.
Yeah. Not a bad strategy. There's 23 minutes remaining, so plenty of time to wait around, see what the other drivers are doing.
We all know track evolution does come into effect, and maybe they were playing the waiting game. Right, so we have Hector 9 seconds up on his time, no good for an improvement. Other people on a flyer, Hamid OC 16 seconds up on his time, Kratos in the garage, Sicknote Mickey jumping into the pits. And look at Golf, running out of fuel, but it was an improvement on the first sector.
And to anybody joining the stream, thank you for tuning in tonight. This is the Japanese F2 Grand Prix. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure Eben is looking forward to it. So stick with us for a great night.
Let's see, Hamid OC, he is bringing this car back to the pits.
We will try to make it as entertaining as possible. It'll be mostly Eben sort of commentating and me with a sort of, a few inputs here and there, and then we will be going through each driver to see the battles as the qualifying and the race progresses.
And Golf Racing disqualified from the session, parked in a dangerous location. So Golf Racing, that's his qualifying over.
Early days, and he is gone out.
That is the glitch in the game, Brett, and when this happens, drivers are allowed to reset to track, because I know there is a glitch in the game that happens that forces players to be stuck on the curbs. So in instances like that, reset to track will be allowed.
Well,
and
I
Brett,
appreciate you telling me that. Don't carry on.
We have VB Thomas out on track. He had a purple sector 1. Let's see what lap time he can produce. Coming into the hairpin corner. Keeping it nice and tidy. Getting onto the throttle. Gets it nice and straight. Good exit. Seems like it's going to be a good time, Brett.
So far, so good. If you can keep the lap together, then you're definitely in with a shout.
Purple sector 2, Brett. Keeps it nice and tidy.
Definitely so far, so good.
Little bit wide on the in-turn, hits the curb on the inside. Puts the throttle down aggressively, and this is going to be a 140.5 provisional pole position for him, and making good use of the tires early on in his qualifying.
That is a good lap. Very good lap time.
Sparkplug out on the track. What lap times can he produce? Does he have an answer for a 140.5?
I'm sure VB Thomas will be looking to improve on that time.
He definitely will, and while that's going on, I think, no. Yeah, JD is going to be on the back of Sparkplug. Maybe making use of the slipstream a bit there, Brett. Doesn't matter, he invalidated. Back to Sparkplug.
Back on board with Sparkplug. What can they bring to the table?
We all know he is quick, Brett, but does he have the answer for a 140.5?
140 is a very, very competitive time.
Right, Sparkplug. Running a little bit wide, getting it back. A little bit late on the throttle. That's going to hurt him for straight line speed. And JD, if only he could have made the lap work, could have been making use of this nice slipstream, Brett.
Oh, unlucky. But
unlucky indeed.
they still have plenty of time.
Sparkplug bringing the car one. Provisional corner, last one to go. 139, running it wide. 140, doesn't have an answer for VB Thomas. He gets onto the front row of the grid with a 141.7. Not a bad lap, but still well off the time of VB Thomas.
And before I ask that question, I'd just like to say thank you to James Medden and everybody else tuning in tonight. And the question from James is, any predictions for Japan this weekend? Eben?
2 seconds, Brett. 2 seconds there. Yes. And MG Thomas gets his car onto the front row of the grid, pushes Sparkplug down to P3. Good lap from him, but Brett, still no one has an answer for VB Thomas and his 140.5. Good qualifying lap from him thus far.
Plenty of time left for MGS.
Plenty of time left.
Very
oh, and Portos, he spins. He loses it. That's going to hurt the tires, Brett. Only allowed one set. Gonna have to wait for everyone to get past him before he can move his car. Ooh. True Loki goes through. Along with, wasn't sure who that was. And Portal's going to have to go again. Sorry, Brett, back to your comment.
Yeah, my the comment was, it's a question actually, is any predictions for Japan this weekend? So Eben, do you want to answer first? What are your predictions for the real life race this weekend?
Brett, hopefully my boys in the Ferrari can bring it home for a 1-2, but that's me hoping big. My predictions, maybe Max wins the championship this weekend.
Yeah, it could happen. I mean, he had a bit of a sort of not as great as race last weekend, Max Verstappen. Obviously, we had FP1 this morning. Mercedes were 1 and 2, but FP1 doesn't really mean anything really. So we'll see how the rest of the weekend pans out.
However, it does keep the championship alive for another weekend.
It does, which is nice. And we have another comment. We have F1 Racing Lead saying hello, and then we have James again. 140.5 is going to be a tough time to beat in such a short session. Great time set.
It is a great time indeed, Brett,
very
but
true, James.
All eyes at the moment on Sick Note Mickey. He did slap on a brand new set of softs, and let's see if he has any answers for a 140.5.
We're going to find out. Currently sitting in 8th. But,
6 seconds down on his time, Brett. Not bad at all. Ooh. It seems that like he can get this car to the front row of the grid. Very good cornering. Gets onto the throttle well. Doesn't take the wide line. Takes the shortcut through. This is going to be 141.7. Only good enough for P3. Puts Sparkplug down into P4. And still no one has an answer for VB Thomas.
VB Thomas is the man to beat at the moment.
He is the man to beat at the moment, and he is currently running low on fuel. Right, we have Ted Kravitz out onto the track doing an outlap. What pace do you think he can put up onto the board? Maybe any questions for VB Thomas?
No time set at the moment.
No time set at the moment. Let's look at Hamad OC, currently 2.7 seconds up on his time. We all know he has pace, but look at this, Brett, also on the wet tyres.
Maybe some of these drivers sort of know something that we don't know. But let's see how these wet tyres play out.
Ooh, let's quickly have a look there. Tyres. So currently VB Thomas using 2 laps on his set of softs. Rest of the grid currently on 1 lap. Almos still has to put on a time, and look at OC, he is jumping back into the pits. And all attention on Ted Kravitz, Brett. He has currently a purple Sector 1.
Very nice so far. Can they keep it together? I mean, we have Dented Skull in the chat. Hello.
Welcome to the stream, Dented Skull. Currently we have Ted Kravitz. Can he keep it together for this lap, Brett? He is having a purple Sector 1. Can he match the pace for Sector 2? Let's see if he gets a good exit. Attacking the curbs. Nice. Turns the car in well. Puts the throttle down early. This is going to be a good rundown for speed. Is it going to be a purple Sector 2?
Oh.
Looking. It is purple Sector 2, Brett. We might have a competitor for VB Thomas on pole position currently.
Here we go.
Here we go. Very good turning, attacking these curves. Onto the throttle, Brett. Runs it a bit wide. 38, ooh. 39. That is provisional pole position. 140.4. A remarkable lap from Ted Kravitz. What a lap.
Smashes.
Get in, lad.
Smashes.
Remarkable stuff from him to kick Thomas onto the second. Sorry, trying to speak a little bit too fast there. The excitement, a bit too much.
But Ted Kravitz sees VB Thomas's time and raises him. Here we go. About 12 minutes remaining.
Raises it. He says, "I'm all in. Can you beat that?" Currently on another lap, and he loses it.
James says, shaved it by 0.1. What a
Shaved it by 0.1. And did you look at Ted Kravitz losing it, maybe locking up into the corner and running that car into the barriers? He's going to have to jump into the pits for a new front wing. Very lucky boy not to retire the car.
Very low. When this qualifying session started, I was thinking half an hour, plenty of time, but this half an hour soon flies by.
It flew by indeed. Portos currently running out of fuel. Brett has to jump into the pit. Hector in the garage. Hamad, he's going to go on another outlap. And a little bit disappointing from him at this moment, sitting in P10. He will be trying to get his way back up the field, and we do know he does have raw pace, Brett.
And we still have, sorry to cut away from what you're saying, Evan, but we still have 2 drivers that have not set a time yet. Well, 3, but Golf is out of the session. But we have JD and is that Elmas? Have not set any times yet.
I agree with you there, Brett, but as we are speaking, JD currently is on a hot lap. Let's see what kind of times he can produce. Let's see, JD. Can you get that car up in Japan, Brett? Currently really running a purple Sector 2. He runs it wide. No invalidation. Lucky boy.
Very lucky.
A little bit slow into the corners. That will hurt his time, Brett, after having a purple Sector 2. 140, 41, 42.9. Only good enough for P7. Sector 3 hurt him.
Unlucky. At one point they were looking very, very promising, but it sort of fell away, but still plenty of time.
And Almas will have to do another lap as he's currently doing an invalidation once again. VB Thomas, he's starting a new flyer. Right, let's see what he can do. Does he have an answer for Ted Kravitz, Brett? Roll the dice,
Gonna find
see if
out.
it plays.
On board with VB Thomas. They've been knocked off the original poll. What can they, how can they answer back?
Do they have the grip to compete, Brett? That's the question. Currently,
They,
700ths of a second, down on his time. He is improving, Brett.
only marginally, but marginally might be enough.
Improvements are improvements. He's still sticking it together. Aggressive on that throttle, Brett. He wants provisional pole back.
Ooh.
A lot of excitement going on, Brett. Attacking the curbs.
It's a,
Is he running wide? No. Gets a very good
together.
exit indeed. Let's see. 19, 20. Will it be improvement? No. He's 1.5 tenths up on his time. It's all going to come down to sector 3, Brett. Does he have the pace to get that car back onto provisional pole? Hard on the brakes.
Here we go.
Slow on the in-turn. That might hurt his time a little bit. Aggressive throttling. Takes the narrow road. 39. 40.5. No improvement. 300ths of a second up on his time. And that puts Ted Kravitz still in provisional pole. He's sitting pretty in the pits.
Still, Ted Kravitz is the man to beat with about 9 minutes remaining.
And look at this, Brett. We spoke about him. He does have the pace. A 140.6 at currently. He puts himself onto the second grid of this race.
Very nice.
MST. Almas, let's see what he can do, Brett. Currently he is on a lap, no invalidation.
Yeah, they do need to do something.
Good cornering speed. Can he keep it together into the final chicanes of this race? He invalidates on the last corner.
Oh.
What kind of time would this have been? Would have been a 141.3. That would have been good enough for P4, Brett. So he'll be kicking himself.
Oh, he will be. He needs to go again.
VB Thomas on another flyer. 600ths of a second up on his time currently. He's fighting with everything he has. 2 tenths up on the time. Again, it will come down to the last sector. Very good exit speed. And he loses it. Got too happy on the throttle there, Brett.
Oh,
And he said he's had enough of this lap. Jumps into the pits. Kravitz still in the pits. Almas going out again with another invalidation.
all these drivers wrestling with the wheel.
Wrestling indeed. Struggling to keep it on track. Hector out on track. On a flyer. Can he improve? No. 1.3 seconds up on his time. Portos on his outlap. New Avenger. This is 3 minutes. He might have slipped up somewhere. JD not improving. Sparky still in the garage. True Loki in the garage. MGST. Hamid maybe warming up the tires a little bit. Going for another lap.
Oh,
Right, Brett. Who do you see that's on a hot lap at this moment?
we are looking at, well, we have, Kratos is on a outlap. They were. Conquer is on an outlap. Well, actually, also we have 3 drivers on outlaps. 4 drivers now on outlaps.
And is this New Avenger? What will he do into the first sector? Currently 500ths of a second down on his time. He is improving through sector 1.
The clock is ticking down.
Ticking indeed, Brett. Spectating, New Avenger. He will have no one in front of him, so he has a clear track to see if he can push this car up the order.
About 5 minutes 50 remaining.
5 minutes 50 remaining. Right, Brett, take us through the rest of this lap.
New Avenger. Well, not too bad. Right to sector 2. Trying to keep it together. What can they impact the top of the grid? Ooh, they are improving. They are improving. New Avenger. All down to this last and final sector. Sector 3. Make or break. New Avenger comes home in a 1 minute 43. Only good enough for 9th.
And he was only 0.003 of a second down on his time. It was an improvement, but not enough to get the car up the order. Portos currently on a flyer. Currently sitting 0.2 up on his time. No improvement thus far. Running it wide.
Time is flying by.
Time is ticking indeed, Brett. And look at Ted Kravitz still sitting in the pits. He's feeling a bit too comfortable out there in provisional pole currently. Does anyone have the pace to match him up front?
Something could happen. I mean, we have 3 drivers in the 1 minute 40s. So, can
and let's
anything
see.
happen?
Portos currently jumping into the pits.
No.
Kratos 4.8 seconds up on his time. That's going to be no good. VB Thomas coming out once again. And this will be his final chance to see if he can get his car into pole position and get 4 points for qualifying.
VB Thomas really wants this P1 for pole. Really wants it.
It's all to fight for, Brett. It is 4 points for pole position.
And those 4 points could prove vital come the end of the season.
Definitely. Outlap, we have Sparkplug, JD, New Avenger jumping into the pits, Portos in the garage, Hector on a 2 minute 50 at the moment, no good for him. Kratos, that's going to be a 1 minute 41, 42, that's going to be no good. He's going to have to go again. And still to set a time, it's Almas, currently on an outlap.
We've had a lot of invalidation, so maybe they can put this lap together and set a time.
Right. VB Thomas with an invalidation. This might be his final chance, Brett.
Now or never.
Hamad, 1 point, not be an improvement from him. True Loki Garage. Sparkplug with a 141.7 his last lap. That's no good. Right, Mr. Thomas. Do you have the pace to get that car on pole position?
We will find out. What can Thomas do?
Purple Sector 1, Brett. He's down on his time by 1/10. So far, so good. And he's pushing, Brett. He's pushing hard.
He really is. He really is. He's resting with that wheel. He's being very aggressive.
Aggressive on the throttle. He's pushing for all his life, Brett.
It really is now or never in terms of this lap. Can they get provisional pole?
I think he can, Brett. I think he might just pull it off. If he can keep these corners together, he gets onto the throttle nice. Very good exit speed. He might do it, Brett. It's all to play for here in Japan.
It is. I know from experience.
Purple Sector 2, still 1.5 tenths down on the time. It's going to be close, Brett. VB Thomas.
I'm
36,
saying nothing.
7,
Commentators
8, 9,
Oh.
pole position! Thomas into the 140.2. Get in, boy!
What a lap. What a lap.
Told you he's got the pace, Brett. What a lap by VB Thomas, pushing this car for all his might.
Brilliant lap.
And Ted Kravitz, he was sitting in the pits feeling way too comfortable.
Wow.
VB Thomas, provisional pole, get in. Hamid,
When the
2
pressure is
tenths,
on, they delivered.
2 tenths up on his time, no improvement thus far. pushing as hard as he can on 3-lap all tires. Excitement all around, Brett.
Been a fantastic qualifying session.
Hamid struggling to keep this car in a straight line, battling this car for all his might. Does he have an answer so far? He's 1/10 down on his time, Brett. This might kick Kravitz into P3. Can Hamid keep it together?
Ted Kravitz.
Oh, little mistake going into the final chicane. Another little spin, and that will cost him. That will cost him. It is still an improvement, but not by enough. He's still in P3.
Oh.
That cost him, Brett, and that's his qualifier over. He will be currently P3 at the moment. Ted Kravitz currently P2. Does anyone have the pace? Look at MGST. Oh, invalidation. His qualifying is over. True Loki. What can he do?
VB Thomas, I think he's got this.
I think he's got this, Brett, and it does not seem as though Loki is going to make an improvement. Struggling for grip out there. These tires doesn't seem to be doing well at this moment for Thomas. Currently 4/10 up on his time. This will not be an improvement. Sparkplug into the pits. That's his quali over. JD, New Avenger, 9 seconds up on his time. That's his quali over. Portos, invalidation. Kratos in the pits. And Brett, that's qualifying.
Brilliant qualifying. Thoroughly enjoyed that.
Amazing stuff by VB Thomas. Ted Kravitz getting a bit too comfortable in the pits. He says, now I've got this. But not when VB Thomas goes out on track and really pushes that car of his onto pole position for this race.
And I will say one thing, Elmas, who qualified in 5th, only produced 1 lap. All the laps were in validation, so 1 lap gets him 5th.
Leaving it right to the end, getting his car into P5, pushing True Loki and Sparkplug down the order. And Brett, this is going to be a very interesting start to a sprint race with VB Thomas on pole position, Ted Kravitz, great pace by him, and they have Yamado C for company. Thomas in the...
Speaking of... Yeah, go on.
Go ahead, Brett.
Yeah, I was about to say, speaking of VB Thomas, they've joined us in the chat. Extra 4 points, thank you. Well, VB Thomas, I will say to you, congratulations. Brilliant lap.
Brilliant lap indeed. That is qualifying over Brett. And we will be back for the sprint race of Formula 2 before the main race. And that was a very good qualifying session. Hats off to VB Thomas. And Brett, run us through the order.
I will now, Evan. Thank you very much. So as you know, we have VB Thomas pole, 2nd Ted Kravitz, 3rd Humid, 4th MGS, 5th Elmas, 6th True Loki, 7th Sitnote Mickey, 8th we have Sparkplug, then JD, and coming in 10th New Avenger. Then we have Conquer, Hector in 12th, 13th Chris Krytos, and with no time we have Golf Racing in 14th.
Great qualifying session indeed, Brett. But once again, hats off to VB Thomas, pushing the car to the extreme limits, and he gets rewarded with the front row start of this Grand Prix. We will be back for the sprint race. Exciting stuff here down in Suzuka, Brett.
Brilliant stuff. Thoroughly enjoying it. James, I cannot say it better myself. Well done, all. Great session.
Great session indeed. We are waiting for the players to finalize their strategies.
And once again, thank you to everybody that is tuning in with me and Eben tonight. We appreciate your support, and we hope you're enjoying it as much as we're enjoying it.
Friday night, Formula 2 racing. It's a very good feeling down here, Brett.
Yeah, and if you are new here, then stick with us. We have me and Eben commentating. It will be Eben more so leading the commentary, and me with
Right, Brett, we
a
have
few inputs here and there.
5 lights off. We are off, and Hector gets a drive-through penalty.
Oh,
Bad
wow.
start from Hector. He jumps the gun. Ted Kravitz getting a remarkable jump, and look at Thomas Brett
too
running
heavy.
in P11. Dropping down the order along with Hamid, and we have a yellow flag.
Oh my god. Oh
Ted
my god.
Kravitz leading this race. Sick note, Mickey retires from the session. Hector's sitting with a
It's all
drive-through
happening.
penalty. It's all happening. Not a good start
Honestly.
from the drivers.
I don't even know what to say. Honestly, I don't. Wow.
No safety car. We are under virtual safety car currently.
Wow.
Currently running with
Hector.
Ted Kravitz, ghosting at the moment along with JD. And we are back under racing conditions, Brett.
Here we go. I don't even know how to... I don't even know what to say. I'm lost for words after that start.
Lost for words after the start. VB Thomas not getting the best start. Currently running in P9. Right, so the order for this Grand Prix, it's JD leading, followed by Kravitz, Sparkplug, great start from him, Loki, Hamid, Almas, MGST, Portos, VB Thomas already getting himself up into P9, followed by Kratos, Hector with a drive-through penalty, Golf Racer and New Avenger really dropped down the order.
Wow.
Not too sure why the men in front are ghosted at the moment, Brett. But Sparkplug making a move into P2, making a move into P1, and Sparkplug is leading this race. Loki challenging him. It's all happening in the sprint.
It really, I mean, we're only on lap 2, but Sparkplug up into P1, as Eben just said. And I have no idea what is going to happen in this race. Wow.
It's all to play for. JD still ghosted. Kravitz still ghosted. Might have lost connection. That will be unfortunate. But the leaders of this race, Sparkplug followed by Loki, challenging each other. Do we have contact? Good move by Loki. Sparkplug challenging him back. He's got the inside line. Remarkable racing by these two, separated by only a tenth and a half.
And further down the grid, we do have VB Thomas trying to fight his way back up. Currently P7, hunting down Humid in 6th.
We have a yellow flag down into the start of Sector 2. Look at the strength of the slipstream here, Brett. Ah, Loki had to give way, gets the better exit. Will there be a challenge into the chicane? We have contact, and that's Loki.
Oh no.
Losing it a bit, might have been a bit over aggressive. Unleashes Sparkplug, Loki gets his car back on track. Going to challenge again, fastest lap currently by MGST, 133.9. And that's Thomas already back into P6, fighting his way back. Ghosted cars in front, making it a bit easier.
What a start to this race. We have Hector running down in last. They have also served a drive-through penalty, so they are a bit behind at the back.
Right, Sparkplug leading this race by 3 tenths, followed by Loki and MGST gaining, losing it onto the grass, mowing some lawn, and that unleashes Hamid with a crucial mistake by MGST.
This is eventful.
This is the fight for P1 as Sparkplug and Loki once again going wheel to wheel with each other, and this battle is long from over, Brett.
fantastic battles. We have Elmas with a 3-second penalty.
This is getting also heated. Who's got the better exit? Sparkplug with a slight better exit. Gaining. Not gaining. Yes. Will he make the move on the inside? He did make a mistake last time around. Close battling. Into the chicane we go. Misses his breaking point. What will Humid say about this?
They are so close.
Humid almost loses it. MGST on the inside. Thank you very much. And this is remarkable racing. MGST.
F2 at its finest. Wow.
F2 at its finest. And Humid again gets past MGST. This is long from over, Brett.
Wow.
Battles all over the place. And knock knock.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Who's there?
Wow.
It's VB Thomas at the back of the MGST.
VB Thomas fighting their way back. Battling.
Yellow flag. Who went off? That will be Portos losing it. Ted Kravitz still not back. JD still not back. And Sparkplug with a bit of breathing space while these battles are going on.
Wow. What laps him?
Unbelievable racing. Humid making a very good impression in this Formula 2 race. And look at this. A little bit of weaving back and forth maybe from True Loki. A little bit of aggressive defending. Not leaving the space. Might be argued. Look at this. Side by side. Closes the door.
Oh my.
Who will have the better exit? It's going to go into the corner, Brett. Who will be leading this? Who will be gaining second place after this lap? It's all to fight for. Unbelievable stuff in Japan. And we have got a slight contact. True Loki gets it back under control. And look at MGST once again saying, thank you guys, I'll take P3 again.
We have James in chat. I feel like we're being treated tonight, lads. Some great driving on display.
We are being
very
treated.
correct, James.
It's Christmas. Christmas in October, Brett. Remarkable
Amazing.
racing. MG runs wide. Thomas gets up to P4. Humid P3 again.
This is a battle for the ages.
It's raining position changes. And Sparkplug's off. He's out of the sprint.
Oh my god, Sparkplug is all going so well.
It was going great for him. True Loki says, thank you very much. I'll take P1.
I will take that position. Yes, Evan, correct indeed. I will take that all day long.
Definitely Sparkplug. Rare mistake from him. Kratos with a drive-through penalty, speeding under safety car. And while all this excitement has been going on, we have a full safety car.
Elmas up to 11 seconds of penalties.
11 seconds of penalties. And Kratos, Brett, this is sad for him because he cannot serve this drive-through under safety car conditions. He's going to have to wait for the safety car to come in, and that will drop him to last place of the sprint race. Out of the points as well.
Wow. And if you are new to this channel and new to this Formula 2 community, then get used to me saying, oh my god, because basically that's all I do say. So I'm stunned every time I watch this. Evan will be leading us through the race as always, and as I said, I'll be getting inputs here and there. But wow. Other than saying wow, what can I say?
Well, this is wow indeed. Elmas retiring from this session. Wondering what happened to him down in P11 currently. That will be his race over. And Brett, everyone currently will score points. No, I'm mistaking. Only Hector at this moment out of the points.
Yes, that is correct.
And Brett, look at this.
The
Look at Humid. Into the pits for a brand new set of softs.
Wow.
Look at this, Brett. He's got some... Does he have damage?
Look at some work being
This
done.
is a little bit of a longer pit stop than usual. Drops him all the way down to P8 currently. He will rejoin this race in P8. But look out for him on a brand new set of slicks.
Whew.
And it looks like JD is no longer ghosted. Ted Kravitz still ghosted though.
Unfortunate to see.
Very unfortunate to see indeed, Brett. And we will have 2 more laps of safety car.
VB Thomas though, back up to second, qualified first as you know, dropped down after an awful start, but back up to second.
And currently as it stands, due to Kratos having a drive-through penalty, looks like Loki, Thomas, MGST, JD, Kravitz, New Avenger, Hamid, Portos and Hector will be in the points because Kratos will be jumping to P11 after serving a drive-through after the safety car.
Wow. Still all to play for though, Eben. All to play.
Still all to play
know
for.
As well as I know, this is Formula 2 and it's madness.
Madness indeed, but we have been treated to battles, and Brett, it's not even the race, it's only sprint.
It's mad, and it's only been 6 laps.
We will have much to spectate on as soon as the race starts. Hopefully we will not be disrupted by too many safety cars because, Brett, I can watch battles between Thomas, Loki, MGS, Sparkplug, and as well as Hamid all night long.
I could not agree with you anymore, Eben, to be honest. If we see battles like that in the race, then we will be happy commentators.
But the thing is, will Thomas be able to redeem himself and not get a bad race start? He's known for being extremely quick. If he can sort out these race starts, Brett, he will be in a good chance to win this race.
I don't really know the driver too well, but after that, so don't be overly aggressive, but I can pretty much guarantee they're going to want to try and get the jump.
And as we know, Brett, the winner of the sprint will be getting points, and it is reverse grids. So if Loki finishes this race in P1, he'll start this race in P10.
Very interesting. Another interesting dynamic.
Very interesting dynamic. Exactly, well said. And Brett, it's all to play for. I think the safety car will be in by the end of this lap, which will leave us with 3 laps of racing. And Brett, please remind me, I do not want to miss the last lap again.
I will keep you up to date. Well, as you know now, we are currently okay for laps, but yeah, when we approach last lap, I will let you know for sure.
Thank you, good sir. Last time around, being exciting as it was, I missed the last lap.
The excitement got to us.
And it's all to play for. Right, so we are currently into Sector 2. If he can catch up to the pack, the safety car will be in by the end of this lap, which leaves us with 3 laps of racing. Right, so we have Loki, followed by Thomas, MGST, great race from him. JD, Ted Kravitz, still ghosted. Kratos with a drive-through, New Avenger, a little bit of a quiet race from him tonight. Hamid OC making an aggressive move, jumping into the pits for those softs. Portos, Golf Racing, and Hector currently in P11. And Brett, we are set to go.
Here we go.
Spectating Thomas. When will Loki make the jump? Can he catch Thomas sleeping? Right on the rear. It catches him napping. Extending the gap already. MGST onto the back of Thomas. And we are away.
Wow.
We are away. And Thomas luckily manages to keep MGST behind him. Let's go back to Hamid on brand new set of slicks. Can he make the impression that we know he can? Getting also closer. Difficult to overtake. Goes around the outside. You don't see a lot of overtakes done there. Remarkable stuff by him. Gets into P6. Next up the road, Ted Kravitz. Little bit of an easier one this time round, Brett, because he is ghosted. And then look at this. 2 cars in one go. MGST with a 3-second penalty. And Hamid is hungry for more.
Pass.
Look at this guy racing. Already up into P4.
3-second penalty. VB Thomas hunting down the Loki. True Loki, sorry.
Remarkable stuff. Hamid is 3.2 seconds down the road. Aggressive on that throttle, pushing the car to its limits. Gap dropping to 2.9. And he's closing, Brett, and he's closing fast.
Yeah, and we do have a VB Thomas fan in the chat. Suki saying, go VB Thomas.
Well, go VB Thomas indeed, Brett. No DRS for 2 laps, of course. But does he need it? Doesn't look like it.
They are hunting.
Better exit. 6 tenths goes to 3.8 tenths currently. New fastest lap, followed by Hamid. And Brett, we have 3 laps of racing till the checkered flag.
Suki in the chat. He is the best. He means Thomas. We really have a Thomas fan in the chat.
Well, if you want to be the best,
Suki.
you need to beat the best. And he has Hamid. He has Hamid hunting him down. Loki still out in front. MGST with a 3-second penalty. Will that come back to haunt him, Brett? Can he make up enough time on New Avenger? Currently, he will end the sprint in 4th position.
Also, another close battle, Evan. We have Conker closing down on JD.
JD being hunted down by Conker. He gets the better exit, Brett. Will there be a move? No. Cautious driving from him. Very cautious. And while this has been going on, Brett, hello, look who's catching up to the pack. He's got so much more grip. Gaining 2 to 3 tenths around a corner. And this is going to get interesting. He needs to get by MGS, who defends well. VB Thomas hunting down True Loki at the moment. Will we have DRS by the end of this lap?
At the moment, True
Loki runs in a little bit.
VB Thomas at bay.
He runs wide. So that unleashes Loki. He will have a better exit. And we do not have the DRS. It's only activated now. And Hamid, he has 2 laps to get his car into 1st position.
Wow.
Let's look at this going on, Brett. So much better traction. Making a move. Will we have contact? Oh, keeping it close.
Oh my God.
Great racing from these guys. It's aggressive, but it's clean. And look at this, Brett. VB Thomas into the lead of this sprint.
VB Thomas, True Loki with a 3-second penalty as well.
Can Hamid get past these guys? He doesn't. Time is ticking onto the grass, pushing for all his might. Has the inside line. Contact. Better exit. And thank you, MG. I'll take P3. And time is running out.
Wow, VB Thomas now out in front.
While this has been going on, Porters did get past JD. He will be disappointed with that. It's all to play for, Brett. 1 lap remaining.
What an eventful race.
We will have DRS on the last lap.
I cannot call this one, and I'm glad I don't have to, because I have no idea how this race will finish.
Great exit. Great exit. Better exit. Little love touch. DRS wide open, but Loki has DRS to defend with. Loki has DRS to defend with. Closing. Who's got the better top line speed? They look even. Stevens going into the corner. Hamid runs a little bit wide, but better traction. Oh, Brett.
And out in front, Thomas has got this one now, I think.
Don't speak too soon, Brett. You know what happens. 3rd time's the charm of the commentator's curse.
I do know.
Hamid pushing. Get out of the road, Loki. I want P1, he says. We got a yellow flag. Who's off? No idea who went off a little bit, Brett, but I'm sorry, guys. This battle is spicy. Another left there. Get out of the road, he says. I want this position. Will he dive
This is
bomb? Will he
my
make the
road.
move? He gets the better. No, he doesn't. He
Oh
does
my
not get the
God.
better exit. Loki defending
He's
with all
all
his
over.
might. Look
What
at him
a battle.
closing around each gap. And while this is going on, Thomas says, thank you guys, giving me room to breathe with. And Brett, he will bring this race home to win the sprint. Look at Hamid.
will.
Hungry, pushing, switching to the outside, switching back into the inside. No. Better traction.
What a
Loki
battle.
runs wide into the inside.
Oh my.
He runs wide. He loses it. Loki, remarkable stuff. Takes P2.
Oh my God, what a battle.
He gets P2 on track, but Hamid will be second due to penalties. And Brett, we have not even had the race. This was the sprint of the SAF1 Racing League by far. Get in top 5. It's all to play for.
And I need to bloody, sorry, I'm lost for words, Devon. I need to stop and take a breath. Wow.
I need to stop and take a breath. VB Thomas, absolute beast mode. Starting pole, dropping down the order, gets the car back into P1. But Brett, if I had to choose a driver of the day, I would say share it amongst the top 5 drivers of this sprint.
Yeah, I mean, if you to give it to one driver would be doing the others a bit of a disservice. What a race!
Cut that trophy into 5 pieces and split it amongst the top 5. Remarkable stuff. Get in Formula 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Formula 2. If that's your first hit to Formula 2, then wow.
This is remarkable driving and a well-deserved podium for Thomas. And Brett, my energy feels like it's been depleted, and we still have a race coming up.
Wow, do you know what? I think, Eben, I need ERS. Wow.
I need ERS with the help of DRS, Brett. Take us down that order, my good friend.
I will run us through. Wow. Your podium positions for today. Thomas, P1. Humid, 2. Loki, 3. New Avenger then comes in 4th. MGS, 5th. And then Contra, JD, Kravitz, Golf Racing and Krytos make up the top 10. 11th Hector, 12th Elmas, 13th Sparkplug and 14th Sitnote. But the bottom 2 did not finish the race.
Brett, I am stoked for this race coming up. 18 laps of battles. Get in Formula 2.
I don't know what I am. I think I need to lie down. Wow.
As we say in Afrikaans, Brett, that was lekker.
That really was lekker. Wow. And I'll add one more word to that. Mooi. Mooi.
Baie
Wow.
mooi.
Wow.
Get in. And we are set in Suzuka for the main race.
Whew.
And let's remind the viewers, it will be reversed grids, so our race winners will start from the back of the grid and will have to fight their way back into the podium positions.
We have Thomas. Good commentating, guys. Watch my start. Thomas, fantastic racing.
Right.
Oh, and we have somebody else in chat who they just identified themselves. They are true Loki. Fantastic racing. What a battle.
Fantastic racing indeed. Whew. We are set.
And Thomas has just said the reverse grid was the sprint race. Apparently it's normal grid for this race.
Normal grid for this. Normal grid. My mistake. Sorry, viewers. We are off. Are we off?
Here we go.
Do we have a glitch? Oh, no. I think it's the ghosted players.
No.
We are off, Brett. We are off in Japan. We are off.
Here we go.
VB Thomas gets a much better start, but MGS Dropping positions. What's happened? We have a yellow flag, and that will be a safety car, Brett.
Safety car.
Safety car already. And oh no, Brett. I hope this is not the case. This has happened before, where the safety car came out at the start of a race, which caused a massive glitch.
Oh no.
Is this a glitch, Brett? I really hope it's not.
I cannot comment, Eben. So sorry, viewers. I'm in the dark, like all of you are at the moment.
Well, it tells the drivers to pass the safety car. That means, Brett, that I do not believe that the safety car will go in.
Oh.
Let's give it one lap for the players to catch up.
I was about to say 15 laps of madness, so stick with us, please, ladies and gentlemen.
This is not how we wanted to start this race after an incredible sprint. We are going to have to wait and see, Brett. But while the safety car is in progress, Brett, I have to put emphasis on the fact that the sprint race was remarkable indeed, and
it was.
It's going to be difficult to choose a driver of the day if you have to include qualifying as well as the sprint race. Remarkable driving from the top 5. And this is SAF1 League at its best.
It really is. I mean, this is only my third time commentating, and that was by far the best I've seen.
That was by far the best I've ever seen. We have been interrupted by the safety car. Currently, Ted Kravitz, Almar, Sicknote, Mickey are ghosted in this race. Sad to lose them on a grid where we only have 14 drivers. But
we are up to lap 2. So.
But when looking at points, it is all to play for the remaining 11 drivers of this race. So Ted Kravitz, get at the back of the safety car. Let's hope the safety car is in by the end of this lap. Waiting for Golf Racer to catch up to the pack, as well as Hector, followed by Kratos. The rest of the drivers, all of them forming their line at the back of the safety car.
Hopefully these drivers can catch up and we can get some racing.
Should be able to, Brett. Spectating Golf Racer, currently 13 seconds away from the pack. He will have to catch up before reaching Sector 3, otherwise we will have another lap of safety car.
And to be honest, that Golf Racing, the gap is increasing. The gap's not coming down. Everybody else is up and bunched up.
He will have to push indeed, Brett. Otherwise, we will have another lap of safety car. Gap starting to come down now. We will have another lap of safety car, Brett.
Yes,
unfortunate after such an incredible sprint. And you don't want a race ruined by the safety car.
Here we go. Yes, there we are. As Evan said, my co-commentator, the gap is coming down now. Under 7 seconds.
One more lap of safety car, Brett. If the safety car is not in by the end of this lap, I think the lobby did glitch and we will have to restart.
Right.
Right, so drivers, let's see who is on what tire, who decided on the mediums. So we have...
Yeah, let's have a look. Yeah.
MGS currently running on the mediums, followed by Hamid, as well as Portos. Everyone else on the softs. And this is looking pretty for Hamid. If he comes into the pits, slaps on a pair of softs, and he will be the quickest by the end of this race, followed by MG.
Ooh.
Right, so who will get us underway? Kravitz is ghosted. And Brett, it's disappointing Kravitz isn't joining this race because he had a good qualifying, getting his car onto the second row of the grid.
Yes, obviously at one point they did qualify in a provisional pole, and then VB Thomas did out-qualify them. So same as a sprint race, and they've been ghosted, and it's unfortunate to see.
He was ghosted along with JD, but JD was able to get back into the race. Good race from him. A little bit of a lonely race, but it was still good racing from him. And it will be from the drivers remaining, it will be Thomas to get us underway. Followed by Loki, MG, Hamid, Sparkplug, and we are in for a treat.
We really are. If that battle, well, VB Thomas, Loki, MGS, and Humid, those four, wow, if they can do anything like they did in the sprint race, ladies and gentlemen, you will be in for a treat.
Hold on to your hats, because the safety car will be in by the end of this. Humid, Dark Fox correcting me there. Thank you very much, Dark Fox. We are missing you in this race, my friend. Wishing you were here, and we will be underway. So it's not Hamid, it is Humid.
Nice to see you in the chat, Dark Fox. Hope you're doing well.
Right, Brett, so we will be underway. Kravitz ghosted, Maz ghosted, Signote Mickey ghosted, VB, we are away. Safety car in, we are back to racing. Thomas, Loki, MGST, Humid, and look at this. Who's already making a move? Sparkplug making the move on Humid. Who will come into the first corner? Ooh. Who will be leading into the first corner? Great racing. Humid backs out on the mediums currently. He knows he's going to be quickest by the end of this race. Getting back at Sparkplug, great driving by Humid. Wheel-to-wheel battle into the first sector. And Thomas already leading this Grand Prix. Ghosted cars making it a little bit easier to get by. Followed by MG. And Loki still trying to make impact.
And we're only on lap 4.
Sparkplug, followed by Humid. Ghosted cars, very easy to overtake, makes it a little bit easier. Free positions. Great driving by Humid, sticking to Sparkplug on a set of mediums, and look out for him at the end of this race.
Humid should definitely come into play in this race.
And right, VB Thomas, he is having a gap of 1.8 seconds currently, well ahead in this race. MG on the mediums. True Loki.
Hunting down MGS.
Hunting him down indeed. And look at this, Brett, still going side by side. It's as if the sprint never left us.
Wow.
Humid putting... Oh, we have contact. Humid, does he have damage?
Oh!
Side by side action. Does he have damage? Will he have to jump into the pits? He's going to make it work. Sparkplug will not have DRS. We still have DRS not activated into the slipstream. Great driving, great defending. Backs out. You can see... Oh, you can see Humid is struggling. And Sparkplug loses it. Damage on the front wing. Unleashes Humid.
Oh!
And Brett, will that damage come back to haunt him? Doesn't look as though the front wing looks too bad. Looks like the right plate is a little bit off.
The Dark Fox also saw wind flying.
Saw wings flying. A little bit disappointing. I want to see this guy challenging. I want to see this guy challenging the front, Brett. Will he be able to do this with a broken wing?
Oh.
Right. We have VB Thomas extending the gap lap by lap already. 2.8 seconds up the road. VB Thomas extending the gap. True Loki catching MGST. Little bit of a glitch.
We have Suki back in the chat supporting VB Thomas. And Dark Fox saying MGS has the advantage. Sorry, Evan, carry on.
No, I just saw the message and I do agree. He does have the advantage, dropping 3.5 seconds, 3.6 seconds, but he will be quickest by the end of this Grand Prix.
Those mediums will come into play.
And with damage, Humid is still making a remarkable impact even though he's on the mediums. He's not out of this. He's not out of it yet. Down the road, Ted Kravitz, Ghosted, will not matter. Right, the gap out in front, 3.9 seconds. It's all to play for in Japan.
Humid hunting down True Loki. True Loki hunting down MGS. Thomas with a gap out in front. But those mediums will come into play. I've said it already. Sorry for repeating myself. But wow.
The soft will start to lose performance, and then Humid and MG will be able to put much pressure on the soft runners. Already making impact. MGS losing it a little bit. Does he? Now gets it on track. And Humid getting also close. 2 tenths. One down to a tenth. Back to 2 tenths. Down to a tenth. MGS struggling, losing pace. True Loki, will he get the run on him before we get to the chicane?
Wow, it's
followed by Humid. We have a three-way battle for P2. Gaining, backing out. Oh, let's see how this unravels, Brett. Going down the inside. There's no contact. Great racing. True Loki into second place.
He's going for the double overtake.
Humid into third place using DRS. MGS will be vulnerable without the DRS. Sticking with him. Still sticking with him. Backs out of the corner. And Humid with a broken wing. This is incredible stuff. MGS not done. Humid hunting down Loki. VB Thomas.
Ted Kravitz is also all over the Delmas further down. Hector over Ted Kravitz. Sitno over Kreisler.
Ghosted. We keep forgetting about the ghosting. This is remarkable driving. Humid with incredible pace, putting pressure on Loki. Will Loki be able to defend him a second time around?
And with 2, 3 and 4 all battling each other, VB Thomas is increasing that gap out in front.
Keeps increasing the gap, Brett. He will have to make that work once he goes onto the medium tires, because Humid and MGS will be on the softs. Takes the inside line, runs a little bit wide, gives him space. Loki trying to challenge, but Humid makes the move stick before coming out of the corner. Loki trying to get into the slipstream. Great driving by these two drivers. Loki will have the inside line. Oh, runs a little bit wide, keeps it on track. Will he be vulnerable without the DRS? Loki will be challenging. And Loki's into the pits. He's into the pits. It unleashes Humid. He's going to have to put on a couple of good laps. VB Thomas now 6.5 seconds up the road.
Suki does believe in Thomas.
Suki definitely believing. She's waving Team Thomas flag. Right. Who else jumped into the pits? New Avenger in pits.
A lot of
Ghosted drivers into the pits. 8. It's looking good for Thomas. It really is looking good for him. But these softs, I think they will have hit the hill, Brett. They will start to lose performance because the gap is slowly but surely coming down. Not by much.
8 out of 15.
Currently running with the fastest laps, we have VB Thomas on a 142.5, followed by Humid 143.1. And look how that will change once the tire compounds switch around. Brett, I'm not calling this. You can't call it.
I can, and I've been there and I've done that before. I've made that mistake. I'm just going to sit here and say nothing. Well, I'm going to talk, but I'm not going to make any predictions.
Right, so new tire compounds for Loki, JD, Avenger, Kratos, and the Sparkplug as well, having a little bit of a lonely race at the back, and Golf Racer in last position currently. VB Thomas Will he jump into the pits, Brett?
I believe he needs to. It's getting to that now or never stage. He needs to do it.
He's pushing these tires. Is this one lap too much? Right. Sugi in the chat. Thomas, you fool. You should have pitted.
Yes, the lovely viewers in the chat do believe that Thomas should have pitted.
But Brett, let's see what he can do. Doesn't seem to be losing time to Humid currently. He cannot afford to nurse any more tires. He's going to have to push. Currently extending the gap on Humid. It was 6.4, currently now 6.5. We do have a yellow flag, and who is off? Right, so Humid will have 6 laps to catch VB Thomas once they go into the pits.
Ooh.
And the soft tires does not seem to be losing performance. It's a great race from VB Thomas.
As a neutral fan sitting here commentating, I'm enjoying it, but I can guarantee it's stress for these drivers.
Right, so top runners currently is Thomas, Humid, MGST, Portos and Hector 77, but all of them still need to jump into the pits.
They need to pit. I mean, I'm not like a Formula 1, Formula 2 expert by any means, but they need to pit.
VB Thomas will have to jump into the pits now. He does.
But is that too late?
What will Humid do? Jumps into the pits as well. MGS, he stays out and he will take the lead of this race. Portos into the pits. Hector.
We're up to lap
Still
10.
a long way down the road. Portos, what will he do? He stays out and he will be running in second position. However, they still need to pit. And MGS, is this one lap too late? He's on the mediums though. And Brett, all eyes on this battle. VB Thomas,
Wow.
brand new set of mediums. Humid, brand new set of softs. It's all to play for. It's game on.
It really is. And I've said it already, but I'll say it again. I'm not making any predictions. I'm just going to sit here and probably be amazed.
Brett, it's all to play for. It's all happening.
How will this one
Right.
pan out? Wow.
So, currently running P1, MGS, Portos, P2. Both of them will have to jump into the pits. And let's see, Brett, you already see the gap coming down. It was at 6 seconds. It's currently running at 4.5, 4.6 seconds. He is gaining, Brett.
He is.
Does he have enough time? Can Thomas switch on these tires to defend?
He will hope so.
Right, gap now back to 4.9 seconds. Back to 5 seconds, back to 4.9, back to 5. It's jumping back and forth. Closest battles on track currently. Kratos on Hector. What will these two do? MGS jumping into the pits.
And we have Elmas on Ted Kravitz as well. Another close battle further down the grid, but still very important.
Elmas, is he still ghosted? Yes, definitely still ghosted. Sick note, still ghosted. Golf, currently running in P14, last in this Grand Prix. Right, MGS into the pits. He will rejoin this race. Humid making his way down. Currently into third position. So MGS on a brand new set of softs. True Loki will serve a time penalty at the end of this race of 3 seconds, and Humid is not making impact.
Not at the moment.
And True Loki loses it a little bit, gets the car back onto track, not what he wanted, unleashes JD, who has a spin,
penalty.
and Loki retakes the position.
Oh, but True
Here
Loki
comes
with a
New
penalty.
Avenger on the inside. And no, Humid with a 3-second time penalty. Thomas should have this sealed. It doesn't seem as though he's making the impact on the softs. 3
11
second
out of 15. Whew.
penalty. Thomas sitting pretty out in front.
Suki hopes that Thomas has this in the bag. The Dark Fox said, don't think he replaced the win.
Don't think that he replaced the wing. No, I don't think he did. He would have lost too much time in the pits. But still, Brett gaining 4 positions with a broken wing. Still great racing by him, making it work. And give or take, Humid and VB Thomas currently doing the same pace out on track. VB Thomas with a 142.3. Let's see, can Humid respond? He does with a 142.2. Currently,
carry on, Evan.
Currently fastest on track by less than a tenth. These two are pretty much doing the same pace out on track.
And I will keep it up with the chat. Suki in chat. I don't know much about F1, but I hope Thomas wins. Haha. Well, stick with us and we will find out, Suki.
And Portos, Brett, still not jumping into the pits. Currently running on 11 lap old mediums, maybe hoping for a safety car.
I think that ship might have sailed, but I have seen stranger things happen.
We have a spinner in sector 1. I think that was JD. Back to Humid. What is he doing? Is he making impact? No, the gap 5.4. He has a little moment, keeps it under control. He's really pushing the limits of this car, Brett. But does he have a performance issue with a broken wing?
And Thomas still hunting down Conquer out in front.
The gap to Thomas currently around about 6 seconds with a time penalty. 9 seconds he has it in the bag. This is his race to lose, Brett.
Wow.
He will have 3 laps to keep this car on track. It's his race to lose. We've seen it happen before. Will we see it happen again? And Portos, before coming to the pits, has a moment.
Oh.
That will make him lose time.
Oh.
Jumping into the pits. And that puts Thomas back into the lead, followed by Humid. And MGS will be taking the final podium position so far for the race. Right, so MGS currently running 5.5 seconds from Humid. As it stands, Humid will have a P2 next to his name, currently 6.1 seconds behind Thomas. And Thomas, it's his race to lose.
Thomas going for the Grand Slam of Infinite. P1 qualifying, P1 sprint, P1 main race.
Brett, remarkable stuff happening in Japan for Formula 2. Brilliant stuff. Having a great race. Humid not making the impact we thought he would have. Losing performance, losing time, lap by lap, corner by corner. He does currently... MGS!
Trying to hunt down Conquer.
While this is going on, MGS seems to have lost the position to True Loki. A new Avenger now hunting down MGS. Not making his brand new set of softs work. The soft runners not making the impact we thought they would have.
Wow.
Sparkplug
13
on Portos. Can he get his car up into P7?
He will be hoping so.
Right, closest battle on track currently. Sparkplug gaining, getting also close, also close. Will he make a move? Cautious driving, backs out a little bit, runs a bit wide. Will have DRS on the main straight.
And VB Thomas increasing that gap out in front.
Increasing the gap.
Over 7 seconds.
Sparkplug
the gap.
Will have DRS and he will move into P7. Not yet. moves into P7 now. Portos not done, but he has to give up, and he's currently running in P8. 1 lap old softs compared to spark plugs, 8 lap old mediums, and New Avenger also gaining on the back of MGS.
Wow.
Remarkable stuff, Brett. Portos is not done with spark plug. Dropping around the corners. Currently running half a second behind spark plug.
Yeah. If spark plug was his P7, they're going to have to fight for it.
He's going to have to fight for it because Portos he is on a brand new set of softs compared to spark plugs, 8 lap old mediums. But it seems as though spark plug does have the pace to defend his position.
Evan, we do have a message in chat from James.
2 seconds break, 2 seconds break. We had a yellow flag.
Okay, sorry.
No, it cleared up. No worries, we are back underway. Last lap. Thomas leading this race with 1 lap to go, followed by Humid, followed by Loki, our podium runners at the moment.
Thank you, James, for still being here. I hope you enjoyed your taste of Formula 2 action, because I definitely have.
Brett,
and we are not done yet.
We are not done yet. New Avenger is gaining on MGS. Will he be able to make this move stick before the end of this lap? He only has this lap to get this car into P4, putting the pressure on MGS, who seems to be struggling out in P4 on new softs.
Difficult times.
Oh, New Avenger runs wide. That'll cost him time. And I think MGS will have it done for a P4. Right, going to the front of the pack where Thomas drives his car into the final sector of the final lap of this race in Suzuka. We are on board with Thomas. Final chicane. Puts down the throttle, nice and easy, lad. And you are the Suzuka winner of this race. How about that?
The checkered flag waves for Thomas. Congratulations. Suki, thank you for being here. James, I'm glad you've enjoyed it.
Followed by Humid. Followed by True Loki. And MGS and New Avenger still battling it out. New Avenger will finish in P5. MGS P4. Sparkplug coming around the final chicane now. Made 1.5 seconds on Portos on the final lap. The soft tires did not switch on, Brett.
Yeah, very interesting.
All soft runners were struggling. Did not have the pace.
True Loki, congratulations. Podium position. Thomas is saying interviews, question mark.
Interviews, this is something we will have to look into for the future, Thomas. But from outside in the commentary box, great drive from Thomas, great drive from Humid, Loki, MGS, New Avenger, followed by JD. Brett, who is your driver of the day?
Honestly, I'm just lost for words. I don't even know how to talk about that race. Honestly, I don't. I have no idea. I don't even know what to say.
Brett, considering the fact that the man had pole position, considering the fact that the man won the sprint race, it was remarkable driving from Thomas. But how about a man that was sitting with wing damage, still managed to gain 4 to 5 positions to get his car into P2? It was a great drive from Humid. He had the most company of drivers. Clean, fair racing. That's a debate, Brett. Who would be your driver of the day?
Well, it's not an easy answer. I mean, honestly, we might need to have a talk about it because It's not a simple answer, Eben. I'm sorry, it's just not.
It's not a simple answer at all, Brett. But from my hang on. From my perspective, Brett, a man that struggled out on track, had wing damage, and still managed to get the fastest lap, I would give my driver of the day to Humid.
It's a fair shout, very fair shout.
Fair shout indeed.
I will say one thing quickly, I'll summarise it. Just well done. Amazing racing. It's not about me, it's not about Evan, it's about the community and about these fantastic Formula 2 drivers. Brilliant racing. You put on a great show for the community tonight.
It is indeed, Brett. I had a great time with you in the commentary box for this Formula 2 race. Great driving from the drivers. A great win from Thomas. And Brett, what a race.
Brilliant. Brilliant race.
Well, guys, from our side, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Congratulations to all drivers. Remarkable race. Brett, thank you for joining me in the comms box for yet again
Thank you, Evan.
a great race. And this is going to be one to remember. This is one going to go down as one of the best races thus far in the South African F1 league.
It will definitely be a great stream to watch back.
Definitely will be a stream to watch back. I know I'm going to watch it back. I know I'm going to enjoy it. Can't wait to rewatch the sprint race. And congratulations to all drivers.
Amazing. But to everybody out there, take it easy, take care, look after yourselves. You're all amazing. Wow.
Everyone amazing. And from our side, guys, much love. This is the South African F1 Racing League signing out. We will be back on Tuesday for the Tier 1 in Mexico.